Hey guys, I am with the amazing Amanda McCarthy today. We are going to put together, are we doing soft glam?
We're doing soft glam again, but this time we are going to use a cooler palette with kind of more of the plums, mauve kind of tones. We did a nice bronzy soft look on you before. That was a huge hit on your page and my page. So we are going to give the viewers what they want. We are going to show you step by step how we use clean beauty with Beautycounter products and to have a very achievable everyday look with something that's great for your skin.
So here we go. Okay, so Amanda just finished prepping my skin with the All Bright C Serum. It's absolutely incredible for daytime protection. It has 10% vitamin C, turmeric, and camu camu. Next, what she is going to do, say hello.
Hi.
Hello, is we're gonna condition my lips with the lip conditioner in peppermint.
It is so crucial to prep your skin with the proper skincare before you do makeup. You want your skin and lips hydrated before we even start with the makeup. I personally like to start with eyes after I prep the skin. So I'm going to start with lightening under Angie's eyes and also on the lid. As we mature, our lids become a little more vascular, so we kind of get a pinky purple tint to our lids sometimes. So this helps kind of give it a clean blank canvas, something you wouldn't want to paint necessarily on a gray canvas. You'd want to start with a white canvas. So this is kind of lifting the lid color so our eyeshadow colors pop more, like more like the colors in the palette. That was Twin Skin Concealer in medium 2. I'm now going to set Angie's eyes with the loose matte setting powder. This will make it so when I put on the eyeshadow, it will blend nicely because it will have a soft, powdery surface. It will also help with any creasing. If you have an eyelid that tends to crease, this is a little artist trick that helps with creasing by using a setting powder over your lid primer. For the shadow palette, we are going to use the Romantic palette. This is great. It has some mattes. It also has some satin and shimmer colors. So I'm going to take you step by step how we do a simple, cool eye look for Angie. So I'm going to start with Cameo, which is this really pretty color right here. We're going to do this close on her lid, taking it up to the crease. We're going to do that on both sides. I'm using just a domed brush. A domed shaped brush is great because it can be used to do anything on the eye. So that's Cameo from lash to crease.
And would you say that this is a great palette for almost anyone to start with?
This is Romantic. These colors do really work well on everyone. The eye color that I really love these tones on is a brown and hazel eye. It will definitely make a hazel eye pull really green, but blue eyes like Angie has, it will look good on everyone. The next step I'm going to take is her crease, and I'm going to use the matte in Brulee. So windshield wiper motion back and forth where the brow bone meets the lid. This is how we find our crease. I'm going to have you open your eye, Angie, just a little bit so we can see where that crease really is. Now you can close. And then we're going to tuck it in at an angle and blend over.
So you said it's like a backwards 7, right?
Yeah, so you're going to just go back and forth. We're not going too far over. About 3/4 of the way at an angle, tucking it in like a backwards 7 and blending. Lots of blending. Less is more. I think people make the biggest mistake with going in with way too much product. You need to just use the same amount and blend, blend, blend. Don't keep adding dark colors in. You also want to build with eyeshadow. You want to go from lightest to darkest because the darkest colors have the most pigment and they're very hard to blend. So you would never want to go in and start with something like Smolder. You want to build up to it. So we used Cameo, then we use Brulee in the crease, and then eventually we'll get to these darker colors, but you don't want to start with a deeper color. It's very hard to blend.
Go.
So our next step we're going to do, so we did Cameo all over the lid, Brulee in the crease. Now we're going to use a little bit of Truffle on the outer part of her lid to add a little more dimension. So a little bit of the Truffle on a smaller domed brush. Close. And I'm going to place that color on the outer part of her lash line. Just there. That's where I'm placing the color. Then I'm going to lightly blend it up towards the crease and blend over about halfway. As a highlight, we are actually going to use this beautiful lilac color, the Flush, right here. And so we're going to take that, and I'm using the same brush. I'm just wiping it off on a tissue in between. Tap some of the product off. You're going to close, and for the lightest color, you're going to press on the roundest part of the eye in the center and lightly blend inward. So think about it as like a ball, and you're hitting the roundest part of the ball and then lightly blending in.
So
If we're
pretty.
really feeling sassy,
I like sass.
because we're all about sass, we are going to take this gorgeous holiday sparkly moon dust color, and I'm
That's so
using a
pretty.
Beautycounter brush for this, and we are going to go on the inner part of the eye. This will brighten it up, especially if you have a deep set eye. So next, I'm really going to throw you for a loop. We are going to use this gorgeous smolder color as a liner. So we are going to wet an angled brush and use this on Angie's eye as a gorgeous eggplant liner. So I just wet this Beautycounter brush here. I'm going to lightly place it right in the smolder, pick up some product. Tap a little on my tissue to make sure I don't have anything dropping. So you are actually going to close, and you don't have to do grand sweeping motions. Perfect. I like to do with the side of my brush a little wiggle wiggle slide across. I like to have the liner a little bit thicker on the outer part of the lid. And all I am is just getting it in between my lashes to create a fuller lash effect. You don't have to do a wild cat eye. You can keep it basic. I mean, you're more than welcome to if you can, but this is just using that beautiful smolder as a liner. Oh, hey girl, hey!
Oh my gosh.
Smoke show
This
with a
palette is
smolder.
amazing. You went on my entire eye, the full
I
eye.
did, correct.
And do you do that with only specific eyes, or do you do that
Pretty much,
with
unless
everyone?
someone has a very, very deep set, close set eye, I most
Okay.
always will have the liner go all the way across. A little bit thicker on the outside and lift it a little bit, and then slide across, having it very thin on the inside. Perfect. Then
It's very fun to have a friend as a makeup artist.
I'm going to take this beautiful candlelight color and we're going to do this above the brow. And what this will do is blend in our crease tone and brighten up above the upper lid here. And it also will make our brow shape stand out even more so. So just a little bit of that beautiful candlelight underneath the brow. It also will blend so we don't have any harsh lines from the brulee color. It just kind of softens everything because again, our goal is to have everything seamless and blended. Next step after I did the eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be using the Beautycounter Volumizing Mascara. So you're going to look down. And I like to do a wiggle pull, coats both sides of the lash and carry it up. I always like to use black, even on blondes or redheads. I just prefer black. I'm done with the eyes, I'm going to go in with the Twin Skin Concealer and find any redness or any imperfections. I'm going to use more of a skin-toned concealer under her eyes with more of a peachy base. And then I'm going to go in with a lighter concealer at the end to brighten up the under eye area. But I want to color correct with more of a peachy base and then brighten it with a little bit of a lighter tone. So the darker one is going to be the medium 2. So that is what I'm going to use underneath Angie's eyes. So I'm going to do very lightly my little triangle of light. And this is going to help brighten the under eye area. I'm going to do a little bit here on the center of her forehead, a little bit down her nose, Cupid's bow, chin, any place we might have like a little shadowing. Then I'm going to go in with my lovely blender.
Gorgeous.
And look up. And we are pressing lightly in. We're not dragging it across her skin. We are pressing the product into her skin. Perfect. Then I'm going to go in the lighter toned, which is the medium 1.
All right, let's do
Here
it.
I am, still adorable. Okay. Look up.
Oh,
Open eyes, look up.
oh,
Yeah, the other up.
listen to what
Good
Amanda
job,
says.
kid. Good
Open your
job.
eyes and look
So now
up.
I'm going in with a little bit of a lighter tone just under the eyes. Perfect. And I'm going to blend and melt.
And can we just talk about how picky you are with makeup and
Ridiculous. Like to
Yeah.
the point where, I mean, I won't, like I even had a challenge when I worked with just one specific line back in the day because I would want to say, okay, well you have to go here for a bronzer, here for this, there, you know, so I need things to be pretty amazing for me to put, for me to be kind of talking about it or hyping something up. So I played with these products quite a bit before I decided to invest my time and energy with this brand. As a makeup artist, I need it actually to perform. I love that it's amazing for the skin, but I also need it to stay on and actually do what it says it's going to do. And guess what? It does.
Yeah.
So good job, Beautycounter.
Good job, Beautycounter.
Okay.
Woo!
She's awake! She's awake!
I'm awake with the concealer.
Okay, next we're going in with that flawless complexion with the Beautycounter Twin Skin Foundation. Absolutely love this. This is like a light medium, buildable coverage. Skin still looks like skin. It has a nice glow to it. You can also adjust that by a setting powder or a primer underneath to get a different finish for you. So if you were super oily, you'd want to use maybe some oil absorbing primer, or make sure you're doing that charcoal mask in your T-zone at night, so that will help with excess oil in your T-zone with your makeup. This is unreal. This is for any age. This is fabulous for an over 40 crowd too. It's not too heavy, but it has a little bit more kick than a tinted moisturizer. I love it. It helps with broken capillaries, melasma, things like that, but I still look like myself, which is huge because less is more after a certain age. Obsessed. So you will see how gorgeous this young lady looks.
There's 9 times hyaluronic acid in it as well, so it helps plump the skin, and Beautycounter really wanted to start transitioning into makeup that also acted like skincare. So
once you have your shade matched for you, I like to go in where you need the most coverage, and that's usually around here, you know, our cheeks and around our chin, and then I blend out. So by the time you get to your hairline, you shouldn't have that much product. Usually this is where we get the redness. So you want to have more product in the center and then just lightly blend it out. Not forgetting your neck and your jawline. We all know someone that we went to high school with, or still to this day has the line. People blend it out. If you're wearing a white Oxford, okay, just don't wear makeup. I don't know, but just you have to blend it, okay? So I have the product on my blender here, and I'm just going to kind of press these kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots, and then I'm going to blend out. Press and roll, getting that product right into her pores, giving her a flawless finish. If you need a little more love in areas that have a little, maybe a deeper pigment that you need to coverage, go in and grab some more. But that should be plenty. Next step for your makeup lasting all day is the Beautycounter Matte Setting Powder. So with Angie, she's not particularly oily, but I'm going to use a little bit of the setting powder in her T-zone, just in that area. I also will set a little bit under her eyes because this is very finely milled, so it's not going to cake up, but it will keep everything into place. Another artist trick, if you tend to, your mascara tends to run a little bit, if you use a setting powder underneath your eyes, that will help absorb any of that excess oil that will cause the mascara to run. Next, we are going to add a little warmth to Angie's complexion with the Beautycounter bronzer. The shade I'm using is Dune. I love this because there is not shimmer in this, so this is lovely. You could do a nice contour with it, or you can just warm up the complexion with a sun-kissed glow. When we get a little bit more mature, our face kind of naturally hollows out in certain areas, so you don't necessarily want to contour as much as you would when you were in your 20s. So for Angie, I'm just going to, she has fabulous cheekbones naturally, so I'm just going to warm up her complexion on her cheeks, her forehead, her nose. It's like where the sun would be giving her a sun-kissed look versus really carving her out with a contour. I will at some point show you how to contour, but right now we're just going to use this beautiful bronzer to warm up her complexion. So we're kind of just, again, where the sun would hit you, a little down the nose. So next step, we're going to do the Beautycounter highlighter. This is in Halo. I'm just going to do a little bit. I'm just going to take a little bit on Angie's cheekbone here. You would do it where if you're looking in the mirror, the light hits the cheekbone. That's where you want to be placing your highlighter. You don't want a ton of it really over the age of 30. You want to just kind of keep it pretty subtle. But this gives a nice glow to the skin. You can see. Oh, there's the, oh, right there, girl. There it is.
there it is.
So you can do a little down the center of the nose. I like the Cupid's bow because it gives a illusion of a fuller upper lip. Can't forget the rosy glow. I'm still here. Okay, so Beautycounter, amazing blush. This is Guava, and this is a gorgeous blush to go with the romantic eyeshadow palette. It's on the cooler side. I like to kind of keep the color family cohesive. So for blush, for Angie's face shape, I'm going to have her do a big, cheesy smile. And we want this to be like if someone went outside and pinched your cheeks and you had a nice flush to your cheeks. This is going to be the most youthful. So in the roundest part of the cheeks, I like to hit the apples and kind of blend up the cheekbone a little bit. You can't forget about the brows. The brows frame the face. So even though Angie has fabulous eyebrows, we are still going to give them a little love with the Beautycounter brow pencil. So we are going to use the medium on Angie. She already has this natural, fabulous shape here. So I'm going to start, perfect, on the underneath part. And I'm going to just kind of follow what she has naturally, little feathery strokes, following the brow hair. And then for the top part, I'm going to comb the brows down and just kind of fill in the direction of the way that the hair grows. Giving her arch a little lovey love here. Fill in her tail a smidgeroo. I do like little flickery hair strokes towards the front. Then you use the spoolie on the other side to blend and buff that out because you want it to be soft and seamless. We want to go. So just to add an extra glow, because it's holiday, I'm going to do the Illuminating Pearl Glow Cream Highlighter, which is fabulous on a drier skin. So I'm going to press over what we did with the powder just to give it an extra glowy, dewy look, because a lot of people love that dewy look. And then I'll put it kind of right over where I put, the cream. Okay. And then same thing on this side. Press that in with my fingers. Or you could use the blender that you have. I like to really melt it into the skin. But this is giving, turn yourself this way towards the light. There it is, folks. There it is. Glowy, dewy magic.
The other thing that we didn't use in the video is the dew skin that's really glowy too, which we used in the first video, or the first post that we did.
Yes. Step, just to add to that beautiful glow, we're going to do another, the Illuminating Cream Stick in Rose Glow. So we're going to do this a little bit over the Guava blush that we did, just to give her an extra glowy, fabulous look. So I'm going to take this right with my blender, and again, big smile. Press on the apples for that gorgeous, gorgeous, glowy look. Now, you know who this would look great on? Brides. Absolutely stunning. If this doesn't say gorgeous bridal glow, I don't know what does. Okay, so pressing on the apples of the cheek, that gorgeous.
So, are you saying you would use this makeup on a bride and it would be high performing enough for them to for it to last all day?
Absolutely. If they were very, very, very oily, we would have to take some special steps to this. But if you were somebody looking for clean beauty, you could absolutely use these products on your wedding. You would just need your primers, your setting powders, things like that. But this would be amazing for any bride.
Awesome.
Gorgeous.
That's so pretty.
It is so pretty. Okay. So we are now going to finish this stunning look with one of my favorite products, these lovely lip glosses. This one is Brulee, the Beyond Gloss.
Yep.
It's fabulous. So we are going to, this is a nice neutral gloss, so this will look good with absolutely any makeup look, or this one's actually fabulous to wear over any lipstick. So if you wanted to do a lipstick or a lip liner or whatever, you could put this over any lip look that you have, or just have it by itself. You'd really play up the eyes and have a nice neutral lip. But these are very hydrating. It's so pretty. Ooh, girl.
My, oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that clean beauty performance.
I just can't. It's too much.
It's too much. Love it. So here we are, Beautycounter, Safer Beauty, Soft Glam with Cooler Tones with Amanda McCarthy.
I mean, this is great. This is something that you could do for your Zoom calls. I mean, this is everyday beauty. You could, you know, glam this up a little bit more. You could tone it down a little bit. But this color palette will look good on pretty much everybody. And it's, I mean, look at how youthful. Her skin is glowing. I mean, she doesn't look like she has a ton of makeup on. Her skin looks amazing. And this
so dewy looking.
Literally would take you, like, once you get into your routine, maybe 20 minutes. Again, you could do, like, not do all the products at once, but this is something that you could totally do. And I just think this is an amazing way to feel good about yourself in this time. To, you know, when you blow out your hair or you take a shower, I mean, to put on a little bit of makeup, you're going to feel amazing.
Yeah, and don't forget, at Beautycounter, you can contact Amanda or myself, and we also have something that's called the Flawless in 5, which is 6 products for $150, which is a really incredible
Such a
deal
great deal.
and such a great way to start your clean beauty journey.